Hello, this is Tim from Grizzled Labs, here to show you how to use a great program called Inkscape to make oddly cropped images for your maybe Facebook, Twitter, or website header, or anytime you really need to take an image and crop it down to a strange but really specific particular size. So we're going to use a program called Inkscape. You can download this by going to inkscape.org, go to the downloads page and choose either Linux, Windows, or Mac, whatever you use, and choose the 64-bit to download inside that. You'll see what I mean when you get there. In fact, I'll put all the links down in the show notes so you don't have to worry about it. If you use 32-bit architecture, you don't have to worry about this. You're not going to watch this tutorial if that's what you're using. So, download Inkscape, and you're going to open it, go to File, Import, click the image you want. I'm going to use this beautiful image of my face done for me by a great actual Instagram artist. Actually, I'll put a link to her in the show notes as well. I'm going to go zoom out a little bit. I went too far. I used Control and my keypad to do this, but you can actually use View and Zoom to change it. Pretty easy. So when you imported this, you got a little message that said, how do you want to import this? And it had settings to choose from. Don't worry about that. If this is all you're doing, you don't have to worry about that. You can hit OK or cancel or accept or whatever makes that go away so you don't have to see it anymore. In fact, I actually clicked in the little corner. It said like do not show this again, whatever. Don't ask again. You can click that and that makes it not come up anymore. Anyway, I have my image that I want to crop down and I want to get just my eyes for this. That's what I want. So I'm going to go for a 5:1 ratio, so 500 pixel by 100 pixel. To do that, I'm going to go to the box tool here. I'm going to make a box. It doesn't matter what it looks like, what color it is. It doesn't matter what color it is. It doesn't matter what shape it is, height, width. You'll change that in a minute. Now, depending on the color of your picture, you might find it easier to use different colors. For example, if I used a blue, I might in the end have a hard time with that, so I would maybe use a yellow or a green, or I'm going to go for black, and you'll see why in a minute. So I have my image. I'm going to go back to the cursor selector tool, okay, and now it's selected, has the diagonal arrows that we want. If you click it again, now we have the ones that make it spin. That's not what we want. We want tap it again, the diagonals that let you shrink and expand. So, real quick, if you're noticing that your image is in front of the box, which would be a problem, sometimes it happens, it doesn't always, you can click on either one. I'm going to go with the block. I'm going to go to Object, and I'm going to go to Raise or Raise to Top. It doesn't matter if you're only using 2 images or 2 pieces in this, it doesn't matter. Raise the top. If you click on the image to do it instead, you would do lower or lower to bottom. Anyway, I have my picture, I have my block. Now it's time to make my block the shape I want. So you're going to go up here to width and height, and I'm going to make sure I select and get rid of everything inside there, completely blank, and type in my 500. Enter. Now I'm going to go to height and select everything and type in 100. Enter. And now I have my little box that's 500 by 100. Now, if you were to click on this little diagonal guy right here, you lose that. It's gone. Control Z. But if you click on this, the lock button, now it's going to stay exactly the ratio you need. The pixel size will change, but the ratio stays the same, and that's probably what you care about for this. So now, let's go. I want to get just my eyes. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Now, you can't see through this, but this is where we're actually going to use the crop with, believe it or not. But you can't see through, so I'm just at the moment hoping I have it where I want. It's going to look good. But you can change that by making this box a little see-through. You're going to go to Filters, and you're going to go down to Fill and Transparency, Opacity, and I've done this recently, so mine's already at about 45. But you can change it by either tapping or dragging. But you can click on Live Preview so you can see what it's going to look like as you do it. I'm going to go, I usually do about 50, but it depends on what you can actually see. Now, if you're using blue, for example, in this blue background, that might make it tough if it's slightly opaque, so you could change the color to a different one after you get out of this, but make it to about 50. Live preview so you can see what it's going to look like. Hit apply, and then hit close. There we go. So now I have my box, and for example, like I said, if this was a light blue, actually that's more easily seen than I thought it would be, but you know, whatever works for you. So you're going to, without going over the edges of the image, and you can zoom in real close to make sure you're not doing that, you want to select just what you want with that box. Perfect, that's what I want. Okay, and now I'm going to zoom back out so I can see everything. And I'm going to, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to select all of it. Everything in there should be selected. Everything should have a little dotted line around it. You can't really see it. Hold on. There we go, now I got it all. Okay, so now I have everything. Everything has little dots around. The box does, the image does. Everything's got the little arrows around it. So that's all good. And now that everything's selected, you can actually change everything all at the same time together, but don't worry about that. So now everything's selected. It's good to go. I'm going to go to Object, Clip, Set. And now once I click Set, now only what was behind the blue box is going to remain. There we go. I've got my image. Just my eyes and a little bit of my hat, my nose in there. Fantastic. Now you have the image, but it's not actually saved yet. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over here. My export window is already up, but you can bring it up by clicking this little white box with a blue arrow going to the right. That's export. So you click that to bring this up. And these are the settings right here for image size. Actually, real quick, make sure that you have this selected. It should have the dots and the arrows around it. Make sure this is on selection, okay? That means you get just what you want here. So you're going to go here, and you probably won't have to mess with this at all. If it says your image is too big or too small, or if it's kind of blurry, you might have to go in here and fix it. Basically, the lower the DPI is, the smaller the image in the end. The bigger the DPI, the larger the image is in the end. So if it's kind of blurry, it might mean you're too small, so you come in here and up it some. But if you make it too big, it's going to be too gigantic of an image, and it's going to maybe reject it, saying it doesn't fit in what you need it for in terms of size, like megabytes. So anyway, I'm going to go for whatever, about 200. So this means it's going to be 8,000 pixels wide about and 1,600 pixels tall. Okay, which is pretty big. I'm going to go smaller. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so now you're going to go down to Export As, and this is how you name it and choose where it's going to end up. So I have it set here on my main, actually I'm going to go to Desktop. There we go. So I'm going to have it go to Desktop, and I'm going to name it Tim Banner. Okay, and I'm going to hit Save. Now it's not done yet. You've just saved where it's going to go. So now it's going to Home, Tim, Desktop, then named Tim Banner. Now, to actually finish it, you're going to hit Export. And this little thing should come up. I'm going to do it again so you can see it better, make it way bigger. It's going to take a minute this time. Basically, if you don't see Export come up, I'm going to go ahead and replace it. And this little blue bar going across, it takes longer the bigger the image. It's not saved yet. I forget to do that sometimes, so don't feel bad if you do. So now I'm going to close that, and where are you? There it is. Okay, Tim Banner. It's a PNG image, and there we go. There's my beautiful, at the moment, super huge image, and you're all done. Now you can use that for whatever you need, and it is exactly precisely the ratio you need. I hope this was helpful. Again, my name is Tim from Grizzled Labs. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, or you could tweet me at Grizzled Labs, or you can even email me at tim@grizzledlabs.com. Feel free to ask if you have any questions, if you have any advice or feedback, if you have anything you want to see, please feel free to reach out. I would love that. Again, Tim from Grizzled Labs, signing off. Have a good one.